Cancer, the moon is in Aquarius and she's asking you to look towards the future. Where are you going? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your wishes? And who are you bringing along on this journey? Stay tuned to figure out how to work with these energies. But before we jump into that, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support is always just the friendliest, Cancer, especially this moon in Aquarius. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and just know that when you come across this video, you're in sync with the moon, and she loves that. And this is also a channel for those of you who have chance in your if there's a chance that you have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, you just take my words right out of my mouth there, Cancer, Saturn, Uranus, wherever. This one's for you. And moving on. And I do tarot card spreads based upon ruler. Hit the good old moon. I saw her the other day and I lost it. I hadn't seen her in a few days. And it's just like, Luna, where'd you go? And Cancer, this is really something important too. And I was just listening to this video not too long ago, and I'm depending on when you're watching this, I had posted something a couple days ago, and hopefully you got to watch that video with the okay, it's like I froze for a second. But yeah, because it was stunning. The moon was at a standstill. Actually, how appropriate that froze. So the moon was at a standstill, and it was hovering right over one of these points, and it was super fascinating. So if you had a chance to check out that video, and if not, check out that video. I have a link in the community post there. It's really cool. But yeah, I talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void course, when she's at a standstill, whenever, Cancer, or wherever, Cancer, and all those lunar shenanigans. As you can see, I'm really pumped up. There's a lot of energy going on here. I'm with it. When I'm recording this, the sun just entered into Cancer. I went for a walk before this, and man, it was just, it's a whole feel. It's a whole vibe, Cancer. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So, fit what's going on with your experience there, Cancer. Discard the rest, and everything between us will be dope. Now, let's jump into it. I was like, I'm going to keep all that in there. Why not? Ain't nobody got time to record this a bunch of times. So, just go ahead and fast forward through this. I have timestamps in the description box for you. Otherwise, it's too late. And Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, they're feeling energized, Cancer. It's literally, I'm kind of through the roof right now. Just really great energies all around here. And for those of you, if you've had a birthday that just happened, happy solar return. And I don't know if you saw, I had posted when the sun entered into Cancer, that I am offering these. If you want to have like a simple kind of solar return chart reading, I'm going to go over just some key points to kind of look out for, some major things to look out for when you're first working with the solar return chart. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to DM me either on my LinkedIn page or on my Instagram. Either one, that'll be fine, and then we can discuss the information that I need. And I think I had posted on there, just need your date of birth, place of birth, time of birth, and then the current location or the location that you have your birthday, or Lisa, just within those couple of days, just because that affects the house system and the rising sign that goes on with that. It's a real, and you want to know the solar return is, you want to talk about like really seeing manifestation at its finest. A solar return chart is just intention. It's really fascinating when you work with it. So I'm really excited about mine. There's a big year that's happened. I'm already kind of getting some stuff in the works here. So it's cool when you get in that flow of that energy, that Cancer. But Cancer, let's get into this thing. Before we get into this thing, happy Sunday, Cancer. The sun rules over Sundays. Big shocker there. And when you're thinking about this is a great day to take care of your health. The sun is our source of vitality. This is your life force. The sun is a very pivotal, the most important part of your chart there. This is what you're growing into. When you think about the sun is this dot with a circle around it. We're not aiming just towards that. We arrive at that dot, but we're working to go outside of ourselves. It's a very interesting journey what we're doing through the sun. We're learning ourselves, and then we're transcending that. We're getting the lessons through these vessels and going on. So the sun is can be a very deep day, as you can see. But it can be a great day for you to shine, because when we're thinking about these how the planets are associated with the days, they have hours that they're associated with as well. So if you have maybe a presentation that you want to do, maybe you're wanting to do it during a Mercury day, during a sun hour, excuse me, Cancer. And that way, you're feeling really confident in yourself. Your speech can be fluid. And that could be conversely, if you're not feeling very confident, maybe you don't want to host it during that day. Maybe you want it to be maybe on like a Monday, where people are a little more maybe understanding during that time, when you want to speak from a more emotional place. So that could be something too there, Cancer. You just kind of play around with these energies and with these times and things, see how they relate to you in your chart, and think about where the planets are at when they're in this. With the sun being in our sign right now, being in Cancer, this is a really great time to, when I'm thinking about taking care of yourself, taking care of that emotional side of you. This is the sign that the sun sits in before he moves into his home sign of Leo, where he's just brighter than ever. But before that, before he can shine so bright, he has to tend to that, because Leo is manifestation, or is like imagination in motion. They're just that pure raw creativity. But they develop that in Cancer. They develop that sense of imagination, that sense of self, that sense of feeling, and getting connected with the roots of source in Cancer. So with this is a very deep time. This is a great time to sync up with the moon. And let's talk about the moon, because the moon, depending on when you're watching this, is going to be entering into the sign of Aquarius at about 8:14 p.m. and that's going to be Pacific time. And she's in a waning gibbous phase, or disseminating moon, Cancer. And now with the moon being in Aquarius, this is a very friendly place for the moon. This is a great energy for you to go out and socialize, to go do some group activities, to go be of service. This, and when I say be of service, this is bringing your unique gifts to the group. What is it, something that you're natural at? Maybe you are a painter, then maybe this is go putting your stuff out in an exhibition, or maybe you're going out and painting something in a park and letting people appreciate the art that's going around there. Or maybe you're a musician. I actually saw these couple and heard these musicians that were out in this park, and there's just out in the middle of a parking lot, and they set up this music. They were playing some stuff that I think I had it in one of the posts here recently, that shirt, the loop shirt. They were playing a song that just took me back to my childhood, playing some old rock songs. And so this can be a great way of working with the moon in Aquarius, just kind of getting out and about, getting into that kind of socializing energy, reminding yourself that there is a purpose bigger than ourselves, that we're here to do something. When we embody our unique selves and our unique gifts and bring that out into the world does the same thing. It's really cool with Aquarius. But when I think about this waning gibbous, thank you guys. When I think about this waning gibbous with Aquarius is fixed air, and I feel like this can be, when we're in the waning phases, we're starting to reflect on some things. We're starting to assess with Aquarius, can be assessing our ways of thinking, really kind of evaluating how maybe a certain thought had been maybe limiting us in a sense, and where we may need to expand a little bit more, where we need to build upon foundations that we, because when you think about Aquarius, the soul coaches for Aquarius are Saturn and Uranus. And where Saturn is the traditional guardian of Aquarius, where Saturn provides that structure, gives that foundation, Uranus helps improve upon that. It's like, I love this, but have you thought about doing it this way? Maybe we can branch out that way. Maybe we could do this, we could do that. That's that sense of wonder, that sense of possibility, that Uranus brings in the future, it brings in innovation. And so I feel like this could be something where you can maybe appreciate where a certain maybe frame of mind may have served you up until this point, but where it may be hindering you now, where you can maybe start to maybe get a little bit more adaptable, more flexible in just your way of operating, because Aquarius too, even though they're this fixed air sign, they do have a strong sense of, I feel like this is this is something where it's like how I say at the beginning, you take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But I feel like there are certain people that I watch. I watch and listen to a variety of people. And there are certain things where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But then there are other things that I'm like, yeah, that's a really great point. And you just never know. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's just about how are you experiencing this journey. And I feel like the Aquarius can really detach from that sense of, in a higher vibration, can really detach from that sense of like, my way is the only way. It's, I have my way. Let me hear how your way can possibly evolve into something different, how we can maybe improve each other's way, see how your piece of the universe is working with mine. Aquarius is the star card. I like to think of the sign of Aquarius as these points that connect people together. There's I feel like this Aquarius can kind of get this sort of lone wolf kind of energy, but they really are ones for the people. They really will. They're a very loyal sign, ones that will. The fixed energy is one that'll stay with you through thick and thin. I know there are circumstances, life does some things, but I do feel that this can really be a very healing kind of energy with the moon in Aquarius. This can be where go see something that go open. I feel like it's like go open up yourself to, I don't know, like go try like a group event. Maybe go to some sort of, I'm trying to think what would be a good example of that. Maybe you're ones who, maybe you're tended to just like listen to jazz, for example. And I know that's kind of getting into Sagittarius's realm, that kind of going outside of your comfort zone. But that's why Aquarius and Sag get along so well. They do have this sense of freedom. They do have this openness. This welcoming of eccentricities when it comes to this. Aquarius really values its individuality, its uniqueness, and will feel almost threatened when it's not impinge upon, what's the word I'm looking for, when when something's forcing upon it. But this is something I feel like to kind of meditate on when we're thinking about the moon, in Aquarius. And this could even be too where, just thinking about the friend group, this could be where one, you're showing appreciation for the group that have gotten you, that have been there through this kind of thick and thin, or that have been there during the tough times. And I don't feel like it necessarily has to be a long time, but of really appreciating those who've been maybe playing integral parts in your journey. But I also feel too, this can be an evaluation as far as like, for a couple of things. I feel like this could be where a reconciliation energy could possibly happen with the moon being in this waning gibbous. We can let bygones be bygones, agree to disagree, and just kind of see where we build from here. But this could also be too, when we're thinking about the waning gibbous, the letting go, the surrendering. This could be where, maybe we are at such odds that maybe it would be best for the both of us if we just kind of part ways right now, doing almost this kind of voluntary, this mutual exile from a relationship, if you will. Just kind of just choosing to, no hard feelings. Let's not be out there sending that, vibrations towards each other. Let's just leave this nice and clean and be good with it. Really, again, with Aquarius, can kind of step outside of those emotions and really kind of see the emotions. It's not that they don't feel, it's that they can see them from a logical standpoint, where it's just like, okay, but what does this have to do with the grand scheme of things? We may feel this love, but it's toxic. That could be one kind of example. It's just like, where I love you so much, but because of that, I lose myself. That's a thing that can happen with Aquarius too. They can lose that sense of identity. So kind of a tricky one when we're thinking about the moon in Aquarius. I'd be mindful about any sort of, I feel like moon in Aquarius is a really great one, even though it's fixed air, to just be open to surprises as well. Because let's talk about the void of course energy. On Mars Day, which is going to be Tuesday, the moon will be going void of course from 3:29 p.m. until 11:07 p.m. So we got a pretty nice void of course time there, Cancer. Oh, and actually, while I'm thinking about this, I've been getting just all these ideas here lately. I've been really making it a point to just like ground. I'm working. I think I mentioned with what's going to happen this year. I'm really kind of in tune with the moon. I got to work with the moon real personally. So I've been really working with my moon placement. I've been getting ideas. Bet we're writing them down before they fly off. I'm going to, I'm starting on the new lunar cycle, Cancer, when we have this new moon in Cancer, which is actually perfect. What I am going to do is have an invitation. The void of course times, sometimes we have some longer ones like this one, but then we have other ones like that's going to happen on Tuesday. It's like a 7-minute void of course time, and what are we really getting from 7 minutes? So what I am going to do is add up the void of course time during that period, and we're going to initiate a challenge, Cancer. It's the void. It's running through the void challenge, if you will. And what I'm thinking is that the challenge is to make sure that you just take time for you. Let's say there's about total 3 days of void of course time during the lunar cycle. You have to make sure, you don't have to, but the goal is to try to take 3 days within the 30 days and take time for yourself. And from everybody, this is just time to be with you and to be with like what your moon sign needs. So maybe your moon's in Sagittarius, maybe you just need to go for a drive. Maybe your moon is in Gemini, maybe you need to close up and write something down, or maybe do like a because I'm thinking like you'll have to talk with someone, but this could be where your Gemini moon, I could talk with myself all day. So this could be where maybe you're creating a voice memo to kind of hear what's going on in your inner thoughts, just kind of talking with your higher self. This is what I've been feeling. So that could even be something fun to explore. But I feel like, just working with your moon sign very intentionally during that time and seeing how that feels, learning where your moon sign is, what house it's in. I would even say if you can go as far as even keeping track of your lunar return, that would be really dope. And if that is something that you're interested in, Cancer, want to track that a little bit more, you can book a free call with me down in the description box below. We can talk about all the different stuff that I offer there and different packages and things. I actually got some stuff all organized there, Cancer. I told you I'm on LinkedIn where we're building up there, working with those energies. But during this, the void of course energy is, so stay tuned for that. I'll have that all added up and I'll let you know what the challenge is looking like and however you want to spread it out. And I'll have more to talk about that when we get through this there, when we get closer to that day there, Cancer. But this is a pretty lengthy void of course time, and the void of course is when the moon forms her final aspect with a celestial body. And I like how they referred to it in the olden days. They called it canadromia, which is just like running in the void. And I like to think of this as when the moon is reflecting on what happened during her time in Aquarius. What it was like to wear that energy, what things did she learn. It's like the stuff is starting to become a memory during this time. There's usually no energy during when the moon's in this void of course. So this isn't really a great time to start things up. It's usually a time to kind of close things out, wrap up some loose ends, things along those lines. But this can also be really great for just meditation, again, for energy cleansing. This could be, having like a sound bath, an Epsom salt bath. Maybe you're throwing maybe even like an essential oil. I'm seeing you throwing flowers all over the place. Cancer, look at you. Just treat yourself. But it is the one where you're just kind of taking care of your energy, just kind of going within and seeing how you're doing. Because our energy does have a way of absorbing the emotions and things of those around us. It's a very sensitive, very sensitive energy. So be mindful of that, Cancer. And the aspect that she forms with the celestial body usually flavors the void of course time. And this is with the dispositor of where the moon's at, which is Uranus. And she's forming a square with Uranus. Now, when I picture, when we're thinking about squares, that's when the celestial bodies are 90 degrees apart, and that can bring about tension, that can bring about delays. But when we're thinking about Uranus too, I feel feel like this brings about surprises. This could be a friend, when we're talking about Aquarius, maybe a friend tells you something really shocking. Maybe they're going to join I don't know why I thought a cult, but hopefully that's not the case. But they're going to maybe do something that's kind of shocking like that. That would actually shock me. So, but Uranus squared Uranus, keep your cool. We're coming with no judgment. We're coming with curiosity. Like, how did you hear about said cult? Do you want to maybe elaborate on that? Do we want to? Do they have a website? As your friend, I'm gonna have to put a hard stop. I'm gonna have to throw a yellow flag on the field. Is that what they call that? And see, this is what happens when I try to do sports analogies. But this could be where maybe you find yourself attracted to a group. Maybe you go out and, maybe a friend invites you to a dance class, a salsa class, and then you're like, I don't know how I feel about that. And you're just, come on. And then you go and you actually have the greatest time. And that kind of makes you feel some kind of way, because it's just like, well, I made this whole big deal, but now I actually really love it. Like, are they going to be, it could be, when we're talking the moon, it doesn't have to be like, life doesn't have to be where it's just like all bombs all the time. Sometimes it's just like little nudges, just like, oh man, look at that, and sometimes it's cults. But either way, we're just kind of rolling with the punches right now with the square to Uranus. So I would say just be open, be mindful of getting locked. And, maybe a friend comes out to you. Aquarius can be, so they're associated with homosexuality. So this could be where a friend maybe comes out to you. Maybe someone from your tribe, maybe like a family. Look, I'm trying to make this scandalous. You know what I mean, Cancer. But... And that's something too. I feel like with the square to Uranus, we want to be mindful of that, spreading people's values and things about and smearing their values. We want to be mindful of that. So something I feel like to think about with this energy that Cancer. I'm really digging this. I'm glad I chose to record today. But the last little thing that Cancer, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings. So apply these energies to people. I don't know why I come in so hot with that one, but apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situation. All right there, Cancer. Oh, and look at this opposite sign of Aquarius. You got Leo here. Here's the Courage card, Cancer. And you know what? I feel with this Courage card, what do you have? Because when we're thinking about Aquarius, this is standing out from the group. So what are you doing that is making you stand out from the group? Have you been hiding something from the group in that, maybe you think people would see you some type of way, but really it's like this, like maybe you're the secret salsa dancer, or maybe you're an astrologer. I know I felt kind of weird when I was going to start announcing all that stuff, but I mean, people are cool with it. They're either cool or they're not. But you know what? The people who are cool, that's your tribe. That's Aquarius. Those are the ones that you want by your side. And it's the ones that try to keep you down, that try to, mold you into something to keep, even if it's from a place of wanting to keep you safe, that may be to your detriment when we're talking about Aquarius. So I feel like where have you maybe been hiding somewhere? Maybe we are talking about someone who's trying to come out possibly, or this could be where, maybe even the courage to lead, possibly. Maybe we're thinking maybe you're coming into some sort of management position, or maybe you're coming on as a team lead, possibly, or maybe you're becoming the lead of maybe some sort of community group, possibly. Maybe this is a PTA. Do they still are those still things? Whatever. Or maybe it's the what are those housing, the HO. I'm just throwing acronyms out there, Cancer, whatever your leadership of. Or maybe you're wanting to, maybe a position's opened up and you're like, should I do this? You're doubting yourself. And I feel that we're in an age of go for it. We really are. This is the time people are really kind of doing out of the box things. And I feel like it won't be out of the box for long. I feel like it's just it seems new. It's so funny. I was actually just watching, and this is very, I feel, Aquarius. It was it was this commercial that was talking about these barefoot shoes, you know, where they have like the wider toe box, the thinner soles, they're comparing it to, like, you know, how our ancestors used to walk in things, and it's like making this seem like such a new thing, like such a novel concept, but it really is something that people have been doing and did maybe more so in a deeper type of way back then. So it's just, I feel here that this is the time where this is, just do the thing. Let your freak flag fly with Aquarius. Trust that, and just trust yourself. Trust that even if there are those around you that don't want to hang with that, then that's not the tribe. Those aren't the ones. But you know what? That space that they're making, the people who are your ones will come fill that up, and they're filled that up gladly. They'll be happy and welcoming to see you there, Cancer. But you have to have the courage to be in your authentic light here. You know, when we're thinking about Uranus and Saturn even, thank you guys, in order to get, you know, Saturn in the traditional planets is the last planet before the one that you can see with the naked eye, and then you get to Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. But in between them is Chiron. And I feel that Chiron's been in Aries for a while now. Chiron usually spends a while in Aries. And Aries is this embodiment of courage. There's a lot of courage that's associated with Aries being the first cardinal sign, the first zodiac sign, the first fire, that primordial fire. And I feel that in order, you know, like I was saying with like Uranus, it's like it's being yourself, but in order to be yourself, you have to have the courage to give that inner side structure, you know, to take that. I'm thinking about the Cancer Capricorn axis, and here's Capricorn here, but it's taking that. It's like it's this journey. Let me get your cards here, Cancer. Absolutely, Aries. I love when guides do that. So listen, Cancer, we have Aries here, the Emperor, Virgo, the Hermit, and the Ace of Wands upright. Then you have the Devil, Capricorn, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Coins in reverse. And the Queen of Coins is also Capricorn for me. So where do we start with this? Let's talk about the Emperor, Cancer. The Emperor is taking charge. This is standing. Look at standing firm in who he is, because he's a leader. You know, leaders don't follow. Leaders lead. And leaders inspire other leaders. Leaders aren't necessarily, this is not a hierarchical thing when we're thinking about this, when I'm talking about this energy. This is inspiring other people. That's what, I love Aries energy when it does that. It has a way of just like lighting it up. And I feel like this is shedding old skin. I feel, look at this snake. The skin is burning, and now with the Devil being reversed, I feel like seeing yourself in a new type of light. Maybe this old idea of yourself is dying, Cancer, with this, or at least there's an invitation for it to be done, so that you can tap into these resources that you've had. There's a B on this coin here, Cancer. The Queen of Coins, there's this, got a lot with that. We're coming with this one. I'm thinking about one, it's raising your vibration. With that B being on this coin, is tapping into new resources here with the Queen of Coins. It's sensing that something, I feel like the Queen of Coins, it's sensing something within, knowing that something is there, Cancer. There's a lion that's wanting to roar out of this. With this Hermit being here. But I feel that this Cancer season may be what you're maybe needing right now, to kind of go within and find and nurture that inner child possibly here. Because even when we're talking, I know the Strength card or Leo isn't here, but that's a strong statement with this courage. And I feel like there's this new idea of yourself, you know, really seeing yourself for the Emperor that you are there, Cancer, and really being in your power. This is an invitation to shift your ideas again. Like, you know, maybe there were some old ideas that may have been putting on you that built this structure. But again, this snake skin is burning with the Devil. This is you being in your authority with Saturn, you know, thinking about the Saturn energy being here. This Uranus energy is rebelling against what others may have put on you. This and you know what, this could even be where I'm even getting like this thing of where we may even turn people into enemies. How do I want to put this? It's like we're turning people into. It's like we can project our own thoughts from other people's perspectives instead of like I think that I'm this, I think that such and such think that I'm this, and we have no grounds to base that on. It's just everything is just purely subjective here, when we're thinking about this. And that's something to be mindful of while the sun is in Cancer. Just to let's get some more on this, Cancer. How fascinating. All right, Cancer. Thank you, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, can't look at all this Cancer energy. You're syncing up with the energies here, Cancer. You got the Seven of Swords in reverse, which, FYI, that's the moon in Aquarius. You have the Three of Cups, Mercury in Cancer. And then the Lover's card, which is Gemini energy in reverse. Then you have the Chariot, that's Cancer, the Wheel of Fortune, that's Jupiter, and the Ace of Coins up right here. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune being here, I feel this is what happens when we do take that courage to take that step. Because what I'm getting here with the Seven of Swords is it was really odd. I was actually meditating on this. This card popped into my head. I was just kind of just doing some pacing and just kind of think. I like to pace and think sometimes, and just whatever just happens to come to my mind. And the Seven of Swords did pop up, and I was thinking about how Aquarius energy sometimes, in order to keep the peace that they will, it's different from Pisces. They won't necessarily do like where martyr sometimes get tied in with Pisces. I feel exile is the kind of the key word that can get tied in with Aquarius. And what I feel with this Seven of Swords, it's like in order to break some sort of cycle here, there's maybe something that it's like maybe we've been lying to ourselves in the sense of like that we've had to stay in this sort of cycle, but now we're seeing that maybe you have more choices than you maybe have. Or maybe this is even with the Ace of Coins, it's entertaining the idea of more options here, of because it's like a route is opening up with the Chariot, but something about the environment possibly here with the Three of Cups. Maybe there's not been a lot of nurturing energy, a lot of supportive energy. Maybe you haven't been feeling safe to do something, to try something here. And I feel like this Seven of Swords, where it's seen as again a lot. It gets a card of like trickery, of thievery, but I feel like there's something misunderstood with it, and I feel like that's what happens with Aquarius energy sometimes. I think that this can be where someone is coming from a place, it can seem like there's this hateful, this energy, it's a very, and I'm not saying it's correct. An example I'm thinking of is, I'm thinking of this mom and this son, and the son is going through a whole transformation right now. He actually has Pluto in the first house, so I'm actually not surprised. And with being in rising in Sagittarius, like there's going to that's gonna. I'm excited to see what that holds. But where the mom is supportive, there's this, you can see where the fear comes in, and sometimes it gets delivered in a very harsh way. And where I see where you're coming from, it's like you want to be mindful of that delivery, because I feel like it's, it's a strange place. I feel like this energy that's kind of coming, that's the example that I'm thinking about here. But I feel that even though maybe someone's intentions may be, and this could be, I almost feel like that perspective is coming from maybe someone who's trying to let go of something. Maybe a certain situation has transpired. Maybe there's maybe not necessarily an opportunity to correct that particular moment in time, but maybe you can rectify that in the present possibly. But I do feel that there is something here too. There's more, the Lovers is a card of choice, and it's like either we're, it's like you can either choose to do something or not. And if you don't make a decision, maybe you don't feel ready for it. I feel like it's just having maybe the courage to admit that, to meet yourself where you're at, and being okay with that, and knowing that there's expansion in that too. Just thinking with the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter luck can come in a number of ways, but Jupiter, I feel like more is less, or it's less about luck and more about wisdom. It only appears lucky only because I feel like it's a matter of perspective. This, someone could have lost their house, lost their job, lost their spouse, and feel like the luckiest person on the planet, because now they're free of a bunch of burdens. Now they don't have to worry about those things anymore. But to another person, that their life is over. And so that's what I really kind of feel is going on here. But interesting, Cancer. Let's get some advice from Saturn and Uranus. Oy. Thank you, guys. All right, last little bit here, Cancer. So you have the, so you have the Five of Cups, the Seven of Cups, interesting, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Wands in reverse. Then you have the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Coins, and the Seven of Coins up right here, Cancer. And let's switch back over, because what I feel is going on here, Cancer, the Nine of Coins was giving me this. I feel like if you have the courage to take these steps here, Cancer, like investing in you, it's gonna be worth it. I feel the Seven of Cups is going to open up more options than you realize. Like even the Seven of Coins here, it's. I feel like if if you invest in this thing, you have the courage to take this step to embody this true sense of who you are. I mean, your cups will overflow with the Ace of Cups being here. But I do feel something with the Six of Cups where it's like you're not feeling supported. With the Six of Cups and Six of Wands, it's like I feel, even though this should be a victory, something feels like there's still a lot of emotions with it. Like it's just like it's not good enough. And that's interesting. So we can take that how that may resonate, but if we are feeling that, maybe a certain, maybe this is like, because the Six of Wands in reverse is giving me that can be like that kind of those fair weather friends. Those when they're there for you, or the people that are there for you when you're supporting what they're doing, but then when you want to do your thing, they're nowhere to be found, or they're just like, what, you were never like this before. What changed? Why are you changing? And that's so interesting when I was thinking with the 6, 7, and 8 of cups, or excuse me, the 5, 6, and 7 of cups. It's all Scorpio's cards there. Mars in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio. So that's a sense of self. What actions am I going to take? And people are feeling some way about my actions. People are feeling about who I'm becoming. And, now I got to form newer relationships. You're seeing that, okay, the surface level stuff is no longer working, but where this feels like maybe this courage, this step that you're maybe needing to take might be a lonely one at first with the Six of Wands. But I feel it's like, do you want to stay in with people who only celebrate you when it's convenient for them, or do you want to be around the people who are there, when you're up, when you're down, and we're there to fill each other's cups, and and be there to celebrate each other in each other, be there to, this is a supportive energy that I'm getting. So I like that, Cancer. I think I'm going to leave that there. So if you like that, if anything resonated with you there, Cancer, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Cancer, if you know someone who's been stuck on, I feel like it's like they're, and we're really in this kind of big courage energy right now with the North Node being in Aries still, and we're needing a lot of courage right now. We're moving into whole new energies. The game is changing up, Cancer. And this is going to be a time where courage is key. And, I feel like it's knowing that we're all figuring this out together. If someone's saying they got it all figured out, Cancer, I'm sure, there's people that got themselves figured out. But it's every journey is individual. We're not comparing ourselves to anyone. Just have the courage to do you, Cancer. And then subscribe there, Emperor. You Chariot, hit that bell button to get notified on all these videos each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer, come over if you want to get to my other channel, Alchemist State, if you want to see what's going on in the celestial weather. I've also started posting, and I'm getting the videos built up right now, but I'll be posting some more videos. I'm just kind of filling up this, I'm calling it the Soul Stash, the Soul Tribe Stash, or the Soul Stash. Maybe Soul Tribe Stash, that sounds better. It sounds like I'm stashing souls. So no, let's do the Soul Tribe Stash. I like that better. And it's going to be where I'm just little, maybe 10, 15 minutes. There's really no kind of rhyme or reason behind them. But I'm going to talk about these 3 12-sided dice. And I'm going to be talking about different planets and different signs and different houses. And I'll have them all labeled by where they're supposed to be. So hopefully it'll be, I'm getting that figured out right now. I'll have like a North Node playlist, a South Node playlist, a Sun playlist, a Midheaven playlist. I'll get that all in with the different placements. And what my hope is that you'll go to check out your placement. You can type in how you've been experiencing this energy. We can talk about this more. Maybe if we get enough interaction on it, we can get like a part 2 on it, maybe even turn it into like a live event where we can do a whole thing. I'm trying to get this bigger sense of community here and just trying to be more interactive in general there. So taking this, it's been a different shift, for what I'm trying to do. But if that's something that resonates with you, you're trying to get into that, come over to my other channel, Alchemist State. And I'm going to do some chart readings here soon. I'm going to actually be doing, let's see where we're at when I'm releasing this. So it's the 23rd. So I'll probably be releasing my previous solar return here in a few days. And kind of just basically kind of go over what some things we're talking about, again, what to look at, what are some things to explore when we're working with the solar return chart. And, make it a spot for you to just, a little spot of knowledge there. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprised, guys, here. Cancer. So I can get you out of here. This is like the second day I think this has happened, Cancer. So, or at least in the second day, but the second pull that you've gotten the 2 of Swords and we're up right here, Cancer. So again, life is still lifing. Decisions are still being. This is a big decision one here, Cancer, with the 2 of Swords, the Lovers being in reverse here. And even all these aces here, Cancer. I'm like, you're just an ace, the Ace of Swords short of a 4 of a kind here. This is new beginning energy. This is Wheel of Fortune. Things are going. The Chariot is moving forward. The Emperor is moving forward here, Cancer. I feel like everything is saying yes. Even the Devil is saying you're ready, being in reverse. So you got a lot of major support, a lot of fertile seeds of growth here. And I feel like, this Hermit is like, maybe you've reflected enough. You've been in you've been in just meditating on it maybe a little too long. And maybe not a little too long. Maybe what was right for you, but You know, we're wanting to, something's ready to get out there. We're ready to move from, I love that we got Cancer and Capricorn here. We're ready to take all that internal stuff there and giving it structure in Capricorn. But I feel like, you know, with because there's a lot going on in this card. I've mentioned this Hydra, this whirlpool that's forming, the fire that's right at your feet. But I feel in that chaos, I feel like these are the things that we're telling ourselves to talk ourselves out of something here. But what if such and such things is? But what if I do that? How am I going to get this? What am I going to do that? What am I going to do that? It's like when you quiet all of that, when you get into your that Cancerian frequency, when you tap into source, that part of you that is all knowing, that intuitive, that high priestess, where should I go? And you know, whatever that answer is, you know, trust that, you know, and then that you just know, Cancer. Oh, let me get your other oracle card here so I can get down here, Cancer. Yeah, fascinating. You know, this devil even here, I've got like this interesting. I was looking at the devil and I got like just a been there, done that energy. You know, like you've played the cat. You know, you've been the kitten. You know, and it's time to. All right, ooh, Cancer. Yeah, you've been the kitten. It's time to be the lion here, Cancer. Thanks, guys. You get 3 cards here, Cancer. Interest. Ooh, Cancer. You got 2 full moon cards here and the last quarter. How fascinating. You got cardinals. Fascinating. So we have your full moon cards, Cancer, are in Libra and in Aries. And I was talking about that with the nodes. They're in Libra and in Aries. But the full moon in Libra card is find a balance. In the full moon in Aries card, it's cool your emotions. And that's exactly what I was talking about with that 2 of Swords. It feels like it's all over the place. And what maybe is needing to be done is last quarter moon in Cancer. Take a breather. Take a minute and find yourself, Cancer. You are in your frequency right now, especially if you got Cancer energy. That sun is coming through and is lighting that place up to bring the clarity. You know, it's yeah, all of this is just trying to ground something, Cancer. And if you feel like you're like weighing a bunch of options here, whatever, that is just overwhelmed by stuff, I feel there's either a need to, you know, with the moon in Aquarius, talk about this with someone, have someone come in from to bring in maybe a logical perspective. Maybe talk to your air sign friends, maybe your air moon friends, air rising friends who can talk to your Virgos, and talk to your Capricorns. That'll let you know that like you're doing a lot and that like you're thinking too much about it. Like just do this, do the thing. You move the needle. Go and you'll be fine. This cardinal energy, literally cardinal, we're the cardinal water sign. Go. That's what this is giving me. Take a breather, find yourself, and I feel like it'll be easier to move here, Cancer. I love that. And too, that you got Aries and Cancer here. We're just missing Libra. Well, we got the moon in Libra. That's fine. All right, Cancer, I'm going to get you out of here. But stay mindful out there. Stay grounded with this energy, Cancer. Get out there, Cancer. I was listening to something that video that I had posted, and she had mentioned towards the end where, you know, sky astrology and just like it's one thing to look at the charts and to analyze the things and to listen to the YouTubers, but it's especially for Cancer. Get out there and feel that energy. I went out there for this. I'm thinking probably I'm going to go out there again in a little bit. You know, I was out there when the sun literally it was like maybe a few minutes in. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go be in this energy right now. I'm going to go take a walk and yeah, just be with that. And then I came back and it was a whole different experience. So get out there, feel those energies. When I saw the moon the night before, oh, you know, there's just like, it was like I could feel the stuff going to my heart chakra. It can be such a lovely experience. And I feel like that just reminds us of the wonder of the planets and tuning into this, helping us get more into our rhythm, into that cycle. So keep eyes on the moon, keep eyes on the sky, Cancer, keep eyes on the sky. And I will catch you on the next one, Mars Day.